top 10 NBA players in 2026. First off, I want to start by saying there's going to be some players that are not going to be ranked on this list, such as Jason Tatum, Stephen Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, and Giannis. And the reason I mention those names specifically is because I feel like those four players, they can be top 10 players in the sport when they're healthy, but they only played limited amount of games. Some of them didn't even play at all, so I'm just going to leave them off this list. Next up, everybody that I have in my top 10 currently, they at least played 55 plus games. So if you don't play 55 plus games, you aren't going to make my top 10 personally. I just value when you're playing, when you're available, and that's not a knock to other players who are injured and don't get to play like that, but I'm just trying to give more credit to guys who are consistently playing and do perform at top 10 levels. Now my two honorable mentions is going to be Kevin Durant and Tyrese Maxey. Now first off, Tyrese Maxey, I do feel like he had an outstanding season, I truly do, but the other guys I just have ahead of him, they just played better to me in my opinion. But Maxey, he was definitely an excellent pull-up shooter, great passer and playmaker. He did try on defense, and I'm not saying he's an excellent defender, and even what he did in the playoffs versus Celtics, he played really good in that series. And the other honorable mention was Kevin Durant. Now Kevin Durant, he's also an amazing player, one of the most efficient wings in the sport, if not the best efficient wing in the sport. He's playing defense too. I just feel like he played on a really bad offensive Rockets team, but you do need to still rise up the heights, be that type player that they need you to be. I just feel like the playmaking was limited a lot of times though, but Kevin Durant is still one of those ones, and this is why he's a top 15 player for sure still. Now at number 10, I have Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown just came off one of his best seasons ever. Literally, he averaged 28 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 47% from the field, 34% from the three-point line. He was leading this Boston Celtic team, and he was literally inking it. He was their best offensive player. He was their clutch player. He was their best scorer. Now Jaylen Brown, he is a limited playmaker, but I don't think he was all that awful in the regular season. He did make some good reads here and there. I think the playoffs is where it kind of gets tricky with Jaylen Brown, but throughout the whole season, Jaylen Brown definitely performed and rised up to standards that we just never seen before. Nobody knew Jaylen Brown and the Celtics would be the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm not trying to give him all the props for that, but Jaylen Brown was a huge part of that. He was definitely anchoring the offense. At number 9, I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell also just came off a really great season to me in my opinion. He was an elite shooter. He was an elite scorer. He was the Cavs' best offensive player. He's their best player, literally. He put up 28 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 48% from the field, 36% from 3, and 61% true shooting. Like I said, Mitch, he came off a really great season. Some people are going to bring up what he did in the playoffs, like getting swept, having some low moments, but what about the high moments? The first round versus the Raptors, those first 2 games where he's just scorching red hot and he's unguardable and he's looking like the best player on the court, literally. Or that game where he goes for 43 or like 36 in the second half versus the Pistons. People don't bring up the highs that Donovan Mitchell has, so I just have to say it right now, but he's the 9th best player in the NBA to me right now. At number 8, I'm going to go Cade Cunningham. Now, Cade Cunningham, he's one of the best passers, playmakers in the sport today, and that's why the Pistons offense was low-key good when Cade was on the floor. When Cade was on the floor, the offense for the Pistons, it ran smoothly. When he comes up the court, it started looking awful. And even in the playoffs, when they needed him to be a scorer, he rose up to the occasion. He averaged 23 points in the regular season, but then in the playoffs, it went up to like 28 points a game. Like, he did rise up and did what he had to do for his team, and that's what I like about Cade Cunningham. But sometimes he can be an inefficient player, and he can lack some things, which is a problem. But for the most part, Cade, great player. Like I said, his team won. They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and a large part of that is due to him. He is carrying an offensive load every night. At number 7, I'm going to go Jalen Brunson. Now, Jalen Brunson just came off an NBA championship, and he was by far the best player in the playoffs. To me, in my opinion, at least, he was the best player on his finals team, and he led them to get a championship. But I do factor in regular season as well, and I feel like his regular season, it was actually okay as well too. But the playoffs is really what has him as like the 7th best player in the NBA for me right now. Like Jalen Brunson, he did go off. He was amazing. He was clutch. He was the best scorer in the playoffs. Like Jalen Brunson did a lot, bro. We have to stop sleeping on Brunson. I'm not gonna lie, Brunson could come across another good regular season like how he just previously came across. He can probably be like a top 5, top 6 player. I'm not gonna lie. He just has to keep this up. Jalen Brunson in the 2026 NBA playoffs, he averaged 28 points a game, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. He shot 46% from the field, 36% from 3 on 57% true shooting. I just feel like he had a great, insane playoff run, honestly. Brunson is underrated in my opinion. Like I said, more dominant regular seasons or more just great regular seasons and elite playoffs like this, he'll be higher in this list. Up at number 6 is Kawhi Leonard. Now, I already know some of you guys are shocked shocked at this. Honestly, I'm not. I always knew when Kawhi was healthy, available, being able to play games, he's going to be one of the best players on the planet. And that's exactly what he was. He was unbelievable this season. He was playing defense. His offense was on a whole nother level. He shot the three ball better than he ever did in his whole career. Like, Kawhi was playing out of his mind, and I just give him props. He brought the Clippers back, not just him by himself, the unit too, but Kawhi, he was the engine of it. He brought them back from having one of the worst records in the NBA to making the play-in tournament. Like, that was just impressive to me, the way they turned their season around. Played 65 games this year. He averaged 27.9 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 50% from the field and 38% from 3, 62.9 true shooting, basically a 63 true shooting. Like I said, phenomenal season from Kawhi Leonard. He basically had like one of his best seasons ever, literally, offensively. This is one of his best offensive seasons. At number 5, I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, he's just an impressive young player, and the fact that he took this jump shooting leap, it's very impressive. He's literally one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA today. He's up there with Stephen Curry's, whoever you want to say. Anthony Edwards is in that conversation, and he's also playing some phenomenal basketball. He's one of those guards who could get to the paint, who could shoot the mid-range, and then back out and go to the three-point line. And he's also improving as a passer, playmaker. I'm not saying he's elite, but he's improving. For the season, he averaged 28 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 48% from the field and 39% from the three-point line on 8 attempts a game, 61% true shooting. Like I said, great year. He has some impressive performances. Him and Wemby went at it. Him and Jokic went at it on Christmas. Just shout out to Anthony Edwards. He's a top 5 player. He's the best shooting guard in the NBA, no doubt about it. As I'm making this video, I'm thinking about it now. Kawhi or Anthony Edwards could have been the 5th best player in the NBA, but I just gave it to Anthony Edwards because I feel like he kept it up from last season. Kawhi, he was okay last season, but he was elite this season. He had one of his best seasons ever. But Ant was also elite this season, also elite last season. So this is why I go Ant at 5 though. But whoever you want to go, Kawhi and Ant, I'm cool with it. Now, number 4, I'm going to go Luka. Now, Luka played 64 games this year. He led the league in scoring with 33 points a game. He shot 47% from the field, 36% from 3, 61% true shooting. Luka is an elite player. And what he did in March alone, man, Luka might be a top 3 player, but he didn't play like that all season long. But he was still elite in the regular season. We already know Luka, elite passer and playmaker. The 3-ball this year, early in the year, it wasn't really falling, but towards the end of the year, he did get going. The 3-ball was falling. The scoring was amazing. Like, Luka's phenomenal. I don't even have words. We already know how Luka get. He's a top 4 player in the sport. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Nikola Jokic. Now, Jokic, I feel like he's the best offensive player in the sport. Like, just strictly when we're talking offense, creating offense, I just feel like Jokic, he's the best at that. But I do feel like the other 2 players I have ahead of him, they were just more consistent throughout the season, and they brung a little more to their teams. Jokic, I do feel like the injury affected him, but Jokic, before the injury, he was playing incredible, and he had a case to be the best player in the sport. He was an elite scorer. He was an elite passer. The playmaking was out of his mind. That he was shooting threes too. Looked like an elite offensive force. And then in the playoffs, I do feel like he struggled, and that is what has him probably this low, honestly, because usually Jokic has been the best player in the world for the most part, first and second best player, but I got 2 other guys at him. But shout out to Jokic, great offensive player. At number 2, I'm going to go with Wemby. Wemby was so impactful this year. I mean, he was by far the best defender in the sport this season. Nobody else even came close. The way Wemby just makes opponents redirect where they want to go because they're scared to go up on him in the paint, it's insane. We never see impact like this, especially defensively, bro. And then offensively, he's became a much better offensive player. He shot the 3-ball better. He was more wise with his shot making. Wemby was just impressive all around this season, defensively, offensively, you name it. He took his team to the NBA Finals. They did come up short, but Wemby's a young player, only going to get better. And Wemby was great. For his first playoff run, this was a great playoff run, literally. And him playing both sides of the ball at a high level, come on, man. For the season, Wemby, he played 64 games. He averaged 25 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. Like, come on, 3 blocks. He's only playing 29 minutes a game, 51% from the field, 34% from 3 on 5 attempts a game, 62% true shooting. Like I said, impressive season. It's only his 3rd year. He's only going to get better. This is the future of the league, bro. He has a case to be the best player in the world as well. And at number 1, to me, who I believe is the best player in the NBA right now, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He was the MVP of our league. He played 68 games this season. He was consistent. He dominated. He was available. He was the best scorer in the sport to me. He had a great playmaking season. Like, Shai, he was just very impressive. I feel like he's the role model of all these things I just named. Consistency, dominating, being available for your your team. He was all of that, and you just can't compete with that. Shai plays at a high level, and he's just an impressive player. I do feel like he's an all-time great player at this point. You can even say that about Jokic too, but Shai, he's proven and pinning himself and stamping himself in that mark. For the regular season, Shai, he put up 31 a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. He shot 55% from the field, 38% from 3 or 4 attempts, and 66% true shooting. And he had the highest plus minus in the NBA, 11.6. He was second, right behind his teammate AJ Mitchell. But shout out to Shai. He was the best player in the NBA this season. He played some phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal basketball. Keep having elite seasons like this. It's great for the sport. He's literally having all-time guard seasons. Like, we're not understanding what's going on. Like, do we understand what we're watching here? Shai, Jokic, Wemby, like Luka, these guys aren't having regular seasons. When it comes to ranking players, this is very hard, honestly. All these guys are great scorers, great playmakers, great passers. Like, you can say the same things for all these guys. I just feel like you have to look at who's consistent throughout the season and who's doing it at a high level. That's why Shai, Wemby, Jokic, the Giannis's, the Lukas, those guys are always going to be top 5 in the sport no matter what, because they play at a extreme level. They're in their own tier. And then when it comes to guys playing on bad teams, such as like Giannis, for example, Kawhi, Stephen Curry, to me, those guys are top 10 players in the sport. But there will be people who argue, oh, they're not making the playoffs. I just feel like that's disingenuous, because we know their situations. They aren't playing on great rosters. And if they are playing on a decent team, their teams are hurt. For Curry, Jimmy Butler just got hurt. Porzingis, Al Horford, those guys are injury-prone players. Curry himself was even hurt. Giannis, too, himself was even hurt, but he plays on a bad roster regardless, even if he is healthy. But I love making this video. If you guys get this video to 15 likes, I will drop my top 10. Let me see, my top 10 offensive players or top 10 point guards in NBA history. So 15 likes on this video, and let me know what you guys think about this list right here. See you guys in a month.